So today I'm going to go over records. And records are sort of like special types of lists. And they don't eval normally. Not like macros and special functions. Some things might be evaluated, some things might not be evaluated whenever you're doing this. Or I'm not going to say evaluated because everything's kind of evaluated, but we'll say they don't have to be quoted. Might be a better term. So first I better change this to a different read table so I don't have to be all capping. So first you create a record definition, and then to use the record, you'll basically create instances of it, let's say. So I'll just create a record type, give it taco. Let's say that a taco needs a shell field. So basically, this is record, the function to create one called taco. And then these are just fields. And so I'll give it a shell, a meat, and a veggie, let's say. And then now we have a taco record. And then we can create instances of the taco record. And so I'll just use set q. So let's say set q. And maybe we'll make a beef crunchy taco. So beefy cruncher, let's call it. And here's how you create. So we'll say create taco. And then we'll give it a shell. And then underscore makes that little left arrow. And we'll just say, can I just, like I've been using quote, like strings for this, so I'll just do it like this. I almost prefer to use symbols, but I don't want to type all this out and then something doesn't work. So underscore, and then we'll just say beef, I think, because I'm calling it beefy. And the other thing up there is veggie, so we'll give it a veggie. And here's what I was talking about. We don't have to quote these names right here. And let's give it a list here. So onion, tomato, and lettuce, let's say. And then we can fetch these. Well, I can also just type it, it'll just return what it already did. So I'll just say beefy cruncher. It's just gonna return the same thing it returned when I defined it. Well, also let's just set another one. So we can also say set q. And let's do maybe a chicken one. So a chicken box. So let's just do buck. And a soft taco. So it's bok softly. And we'll create a taco again. So we'll just have two instances of the taco records. And same thing, we'll give it a shell. And then this will be like a soft shell. A meat underscore chicken and veggie underscore and give it a list again. So on this one we'll give it an onion again. Change it up. Let's do garlic. Garlic. And parsley. Parsley like this maybe. And so then we have our soft taco, chicken soft taco, let's say. And then we can fetch a record. So if I was to say fetch meat from box softly, I get chicken. If I was to fix that, then fetch meat from Beefy Cruncher, was it? Yeah, Beefy Cruncher. Then we get that back. And we fix that. And then go back. And just do the veggie, because at least that one was a list. And these fields can be string, symbols, lists, other records, I'm pretty sure, and even windows and stuff. So you can also replace. So if I wanted to replace, let's just replace the veggie of Beefy Cruncher with just onion, so we get rid of everything else. Then now we'll just, if we fetch that, so if I was to say like fix, just so you can see it, fix 9, I could have typed redo 9. Then we're just getting onion back now. Now this of and this with don't have to be there. I've just been using it without it, but all the documentation I've seen on this uses these of and with. So maybe I'll do that or whatever. But to show that this is kind of like a list, we could say like fetch. Veggie was the third thing when I defined this thing. So if I was to say like fetch veggie, and I couldn't do this until I defined it because there's no such thing as veggie, but if I was to say A, B, and then give it C, D, E, F, let's say, then veggie's going to pull this back. If I was to fix this and then put meat there, let's say, then it'll do the second thing. So we return B back. I would say it's like they're saying like it's bad practice to run around doing this. If you're going to use the fetch and replace, I don't know, did I do the replace yet already? Then it's probably like a bad style to do that just on regular old lists. Yeah, I did replace because I replaced that onion, didn't I? Okay, so then there's a catch. I did two types of like two different tacos, but they're both the same type of record. If you have, from what I can tell, if you have, let's say I have a whole nother record, let's just say like burger. So if I'm going to create a burger and I'll just give it a bun, and I want to see if I did meat topping, it'd be okay because it was shell, meat, and veggie. The meat's in the same place. So if I was to say like fetch meat just on some random list, it's giving me the second thing. Where you have to be careful is if I switch these around. So let's say if I was to say topping instead of saying meat, instead of saying veggie, just so I don't have two of these things to mess with. Then when I create my record like this, then now I've just confused Interlisp with this record type, let's say, because there's two meats and two different types of record definitions, but they're not in the same spot. And so if I'm to come over here and let's just create like a burger, I'll call it manly burger, and great burger, and then we'll say bun underscore, what's a big bun? Like a muffalata bun, let's say. Muffalata. Maybe that's how you spell that. And then topping. Now right here, whenever I'm setting these, it doesn't matter what order these come in because it's kind of like a keyword. So this order right here doesn't matter to what order I'm putting in here. I'm pretty sure it hasn't messed with me anyway when I've been doing this. And then so if I say tomato I just found out about these today, so I played with them. Figured I'll make a video. It's like, when would I ever mess with this again? I don't know. And then give it a meet. That little left arrow is an underscore. And then I guess like a manly burger will have a quarter of a cow. Okay, so now to now if I was to say like fetch veggie manly burger, that's fine. But now if I want to fetch meat, it's not cool anymore. Right here you can see it saying there's ambiguous field. It's showing the two different types of records. And it's letting you know right here, I guess meat is what's messed up. And from what I can tell, if I would have put meat in the same order, it would have been fine. It's just because they're in different orders. And to get around that, you say fetch burger. What is this? Like burger. So the definition's burger. So we'll say burger, fetch burger meat, and then give it the instance, manly burger. And then we get that back. And therefore, what before too is it also messed up the taco. Before taco was fine. So balk softly, that was one of those things. It's also messed up now. So I have to tell it taco meat. So it messes both of them up. So maybe it's better either to stay away from those definitions. I don't know. I guess this isn't too big of a deal. At the same time, I don't even know who's. You have structs and you have object oriented, with clause. Also, I want to say this is between, like I read on their website, I think, the Medley website, we're in between Common Lisp, like Common Lisp, the language 1, let's say, and Common Lisp, the language 2. So we're in between those two books. The version of Common Lisp is here. So you could say, like, all of up to CLTL1 is in here, but not all the way up to ANSI standard, I guess. Well, I mean, technically the Common Lisp language 2 isn't really the ANSI standard either, because that book came out before the ANSI standard, but it's pretty close. If not there, I guess Guy Steele was working on that, so he knew what he was talking about. He worked on the committee for ANSI, Common Lisp. And so then I think the only other thing really to talk about here is there's also a type record. We can say type record, and then I'll give it burger, and I'm just going to put bun. I don't know if this will fix it, but I just don't want it to be confusing anymore. If I don't have to do this, I won't. And then see that redeclared it, so this should have overwritten my old burger, I guess. I just want to know, can I just say meat? Yeah, I probably can't because the taco was messed up. I don't know if it'll fix it or not. Or if I still have to do that, yeah. I guess because I did that, then now I'm just stuck having to tell it which one. And what this does, so we still need to make an instance of this type of burger. So let's just make a girly burger. Probably because the manly burger is still there too. But so set Q. I don't know if I could start like trying to unbind those things and get it to stop doing that or not. But I guess it's not a big deal. So create burger. And then girly burger for, we had bun, meat, and toppings, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, here, bun, meat, toppings. So, for bun, underscore, and girly burger going to be lettuce. Still need a meat. Give it bacon. Oh, just a show because I put bun, meat, topping. Let's do topping first. And give that a list. And we'll just put a tomato. On a tomato, sea salt is good. So sea salt. And I don't know, like a banana pepper. Banana pepper. And meat. And let's put bacon. I forgot my underscore. It's kind of hard to remember to put these underscores in here. So meat underscore and give it bacon. It's kind of hard to keep my cursor off the text I'm typing too for some reason. And then doing that, we're still going to have to do the little tell it what type we want when we pick those out like this right here. But now we can tell it type question mark, and then we can say is a girly burger a type of burger? Girly burger. It's yes. If I try to take like put taco here, it'll error out. So if I say is girly burger a type of taco, reason it's airing out is because this taco is a record and not a type record, and therefore it doesn't it doesn't have this function method or whatever you want to call these things. I guess it'd be a function tied to it. But I can also say type because the burger is a record type now. Then I could ask it, is like a soft taco a burger? Softly, was it? It's gonna be nil. But at the same time, I could also say whatever here. So I could put is moo a type of burger? It'll say no. And well, what this leads to also is that now you can use like and to check this stuff. So if I was to say and type burger, girly burger, then this is going to come back true. And since that's true, then now we can say fetch burger meat girly burger. And we get bacon back. And we're only going to fetch this if it's this type. If it wasn't, then it wouldn't fetch it. If I was to say fix and say is moo, then it's just that and comes back as a nil. So I don't mind typing. So and type and then burger girly burger. We can replace something only. So I'll say like replace. You remember we can say replace. Well, we have to put this burger meat. Well, burger meat without the dash. Burger meat of girly burger. And then with tofu, let's say. And before I close that, just to show this of and this with without the with, it looks better probably up on the other line, but whatever. You don't even need those to be there. And so then now if I was to say, well, easiest way just to see what's in there is probably just to retype Girly Burger. You see there's tofu in there now. But if I was to say fetch burger meat, oops, burger meat, Girly Burger, and we get tofu back. And that's, I guess, the basics of getting around with records. Ribbit.